Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader reading books for you. Today I will be reading Chapter 2 from Five Sisters, Warriors of Finella by Kathy Marwin. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 2. The next morning, Lou found herself on the seashore again. Early in the morning, when almost everyone in the kingdom was still asleep, she sneaked out of the castle area and went to her favorite place. She used to play guitar there. Suddenly, she heard a voice calling to her. She started to shake because she was afraid that was someone from the castle who could get her in trouble again. She took a deep breath, closed her eyes slightly, stopped playing immediately, and completely froze. She listened to everything around her, from the familiar tweeting of small birds to the quiet murmurs of the sea, but she did not hear the voice that called to her. She opened her eyes and turned to see if anyone was there. She saw no one, at least not any human. Lou was confused. She began to think that was just her imagination, but still she was firmly convinced that someone was really calling to her. She turned again, but this time she really saw someone. Behind her stood a solemnly dressed young man with slicked hair and looked her directly in the eyes. Lou knew exactly who that young man was. It was Oferno, one of the king's security guards. Lou knew him very well, but she would have preferred not to have met him at this point. Oferno didn't say anything. He just stared at Lou in confusion. Lou also didn't want to start a conversation. Moreover, she wanted Oferno to leave as quickly as possible and forget about this encounter. But that was just her wishful thinking. Maybe she just found herself in a helpless situation. So, what are you doing here? Oferno began the conversation. Nothing special, Excuses, excuses. Everyone knows very well that you just love avoiding your duties. I know it's not easy to listen to spoiled Isabella all day, but you have to sacrifice a little. When you learn this, it will be much easier for you. Maybe you will even start to like your job. Yeah, right, Lou said briefly. But I'm telling you seriously, if you don't try, you'll never find out. I understand, I guess. Anyway, why aren't you in the castle? Lou asked, knowing that the best defense is a good offense. I have my reasons, but it's none of your business. Blah, blah, blah. Then my life is none of your business. Stop sticking your nose in someone else's business. I'm not sticking my nose in someone else's business. I'm just worried about you. Is that so? I have a news for you. I can take care of myself. If I need help, I usually just ask. It's not hard. I know you are the king's security guard, but that doesn't mean you are the guardian of court maids. All right, you're correct. See, told ya. Now take a nice walk from here back to the castle. Actually, I came to let you know about something. It's very important. Just say it. Judging by the king and queen, every nonsense matters. You probably forgot that today is Isabella's 18th birthday. There will be a ballroom dance tonight. Everything must be ready in time. We all know that Isabella hates delays. And she also loves everything to be perfect. You better do your best. I will. I was already preparing something like that, Lou bragged. But this year, all court staff have to come to the dance, which means you have to come too. What? Oh, no, no, no. There's no way I'll do that. I am in charge of the preparation. I don't participate in the celebration. Also, at the dance, all the girls have to wear formal dresses, and I can't stand it. I barely survive in this white one that all maids have to wear. It is much easier for both men and women who are not maids. You only wear pants in which you can run and whatever. I can only walk slowly in this shitty dress like a granny. Not that I'm judging anybody who likes them. They're just not my thing. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Well, you'll have to follow the rules. Which damn rules? Why do these rules exist at all? They say they exist to live righteously and in peace because of them. That's not fair. To me, this is not justice, but injustice. Court rules exist to be violated. That's not correct. They may seem fair to you, but trust me, without them, you would have been worse off. Each of us has a place in life, and so you ended up as a court maid. We cannot choose our destiny. Then something came to Lou's mind. Overnal's last sentence echoed in her head. She thought about it and headed for the castle without a word. Overnal also made his way to the castle without a word. He hoped that Lou would listen to his advice. In the evening, Lou finished decorating the ballroom, which was now shining so brightly like someone had polished it for days. Guests have already started arriving for the celebration. They were all beautifully dressed up because they knew that Isabella would not tolerate the bad looks of guests on her birthday. After preparing everything for Isabella's celebration, Lou went to change. This time, she had to put on something really nice so that Isabella wouldn't object. She decided to wear some yellowish dress that she found in her closet. In fact, she didn't even know she had any fancy clothing, probably because she never went to any celebrations. There was always someone else to go with Princess Isabella. One thing was for sure, Lou didn't like celebrations. For her, it was all overcrowded and overly decorated. Lou did not like glittering or gold ornaments. She was more attracted to something old-fashioned, like the swords of historical heroes that hung on the corridor walls. Each time she walked down the hall, she paused for a moment to look at the swords. Sometimes she could look at them for a long time, until someone accidentally or intentionally interrupted her. Some said she was a total freak, but they never really got to know her very well. Lou didn't really have any friends, just a bunch of acquaintances with whom she would only talk now and then. But she knew she would surely find at least one real friend if she waited patiently. All those years, she waited on that friend that never showed up. All the court staff had their own groups, but Lou was never quite accepted. She always had a different view of the world around her, while others rigidly adhered to court rules. Lou violated them on a daily basis, if she thought they were unnecessary. There were many other reasons why Lou didn't have any friends, but there are too many to list. Still, Lou found something that would comfort her in such moments, which was her love for music. She started playing the guitar from a young age, so she already had some experience. She also knew how to sing beautifully, but she had a completely different voice than all the girls she knew from the castle. Nevertheless, she considered it as her own uniqueness, not a flaw. Another fact was that Lou had never shed a tear in public since she was 5. The court staff wanted a good reputation, so they forced the maids to keep their emotions to themselves. But Lou didn't think it was fair, though she had no choice but to accept it. The truth was, Lou didn't like to suffer, but she had to endure Isabella's birthday celebration. During the party, everyone had fun dancing, except for Lou. She stood aside and just watched them dance. She didn't care if anyone but her superiors wondered where she was and what she was doing. She knew it wasn't going to happen. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.